Dead guy, if you can start the stream intro, please. Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my talk show. I'm your host, Alan Rebel, here back again with another interview. And we're going to be interviewing Blue Haze again, second interview. It's going to be happening within the next minute or so. Just a reminder that Blue Haze is a mute, so when you see the closed caption, basically the white text on the screen, that's what Blue Haze is saying. And then, and I'm basically going to be communicating with you that way. So it's kind of like I'm talking to her like telepathically. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. But without further ado, let me introduce my guest, coming from behind the curtains, Blue Haze. Woo! Welcome to the show, Blue Haze. Welcome back. It's been a long time. Yeah, I believe it's been since November, hasn't it? I think so. It's been a while. I'll have to check when I actually last interviewed you, but it's definitely been a while. If you'd like to take a seat next to me, please and thank you. As you can see, every time that she speaks, it's on the screen. So there you go. See, we can have a conversation. I don't have to speak for her. She literally just speaks and talks. So this is very interesting. First time doing this. Very excited. Anyway. Yeah, I remember last time we had this interview, one of the biggest challenges as a mute came when it was time to do questions and answers to the audience. Yes, because you had to read and answer on the time and do Discord and stuff. Many people had a lot of questions for me, and I was either having to relay questions, my answers to them to you, or having to type them out as fast as I could in chat. Yeah, exactly. See, this works perfectly. Like, I know I'm reading out loud, but yeah, this works. Thank you so much, Blue Haze, for setting this up, and this is great. Hell yeah! Can we get a round of applause? Get some hearts in the chat for Blue Haze. That's awesome. So anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. So it's been since you said, I feel so small in this chair. I mean, these are some big boy chairs, so I made them for my height, which is like 5'11", but it is what it is. Yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes. If interviewing Gorm under, this is perfect. Or Gormunder. I think I had someone like Gormunder in here. Zoran the bear. His character was so tall that when you click the camera, you couldn't even see his head. It was just his beard. It was so bad. So, that been funny? It was funny. You can check it out on my YouTube, I guess. But anyway, like I said, it's been a long time. So I thought to ask, how have you been? Last time, before the, shortly after the interview, you went to prison, Twitch prison. So how that was a while. You were banned for, I think, it was a spray like that. Like, people would think I actually went to actual prison or something. Listen, I say I went to prison for 3 days, and people are like, oh shit, what the fuck? I was like, oh, Twitch prison. Yeah, you came to. Yeah, you did. You know what? I still respect that, because you were one of the few people that actually visited me. That's how you know you're a true friend. Okay, all these other motherfuckers didn't visit me. Veronica did, so props to her as well. But very few people visited me when I was in prison. That's fucked up. Now I know who my true friends are. That is honestly. Yeah, also, I might as well mention this briefly. If you hear any, like, slapping noises or whatever, that's just my dog. He's got, like, an ear infection, so he slaps his head. So before anyone's like, what are you doing? It's like, it's the dog. Don't worry about it. Anyway. I mean, I know it's exciting to have Blue Haze on your stage, but still. Listen, what are you talking about? I don't do those type of things, okay? I know you're a succubus, and I watched Interspecies Reviewers, but that's for the after show. Poor dog, yeah, he's sick. So, you know, there's many things I want to talk about. But anyway, back on track. So, yes, you were, you know, at one point basically indefinitely banned from Twitch. And obviously they gave you an email back and they were like, oopsie, my bad. It's actually a mistake. And not just to you, but also to Aiden, the same email. And actually, in more recent times, it was not just you and Aiden, but like 5 other streamers across Twitch. Honestly, I think that's the type of what hurts the most. Yeah, like it's kind of like, oops, we banned you. Whoopsie daisy. Fuck it, dude. Whatever. Haha, you lost like 4 months of income. Whatever. I think that's like a lawsuit waiting to happen, you know? Yeah, I agree. That makes sense to me. Yeah, no, that email that sent you is a copy paste. Because they sent the same email to Aiden, and like in the last couple of months, some other streamers have also been banned for like 6 months. Like, and it's the same email. It's literally copy pasta. It's just like, oh yeah, whoopsie daisies, whatever. I guess it was a mistake. Like, how does that happen? Like, I can believe maybe one streamer, but when it happens to like 5 streamers, like, what the fuck? Like, is someone just like really triggered and it's just like, ah, fuck this guy, ban them, and then they're like, oh shit, wait, why did we ban this person? They didn't even do anything. Whoops. Instead, essentially internet hate campaigns, essentially targeting VRChat streamers in an attempt to simply take them down for no particular reason. Well, when I say like 5 streamers, as far as I know, there's only 2 from VRChat, but the other 3 weren't even VRChat streamers. They were IRL and like random other things, but they all had the same email because I browse, you know, the live stream fills, and so I saw that and I was just like, wait, this is happening outside of VRChat? False reports. Yeah, they say that like if you report someone like 500 times, it doesn't like auto ban people, but I'm sure it does. Because like if I was, you know what I mean? It's kind of like an alarm system. It's like, oh shit, this person got reported 500 times. What the fuck? And then they usually like auto ban because they're just like, so I think that's what happened to possibly you and Aiden was like somebody out there probably maybe created a bot or maybe had a group of hate watchers like basically report you all at the same time. And then Twitch is like, whoa, this Blue Haze got reported 30 times in 10 seconds. What the fuck? And they just automatically ban it. And then they'll just figure it out later. And then they never bothered because they're like, oh, this is your 3rd ban. You're permanently banned. And then they probably look at it like 6 months later and go like, oh, shit, whoops. Actually, I heard this from close friends from my trust saw me mentioned by name. Yeah, like, I don't know, it makes me start like questioning bans in general because, you know, I got banned for 3 days, you know, and I had a pretty good understanding maybe what I did, but maybe I was innocent. I don't you know what I mean? Like, I know I was doing some questionable things, but like, you don't know. Maybe it was actually a false ban too. You never know. You never know. Very sus. Booba, but honestly, what really concerns me is the fact that they don't give you any evidence of wrongdoing when they suspend you. All they say is generic. Yeah, it's the same with me. It didn't say specifically what I did. It just said like sexual suggestive content, but that could be anything because during some interviews, people do talk about like, you know, casually, adult things, and I'm always like, let's talk about something else, I'm always thinking maybe it was that, maybe it was from my outfit, maybe it was one time I bent over, my fucking tracking derped up, and my ass was on screen for 2 seconds. Like, you never know. VRChat scuff. Maybe it was from that. Like, I don't know. They don't, like, I wish it was more transparent where if you got banned, they literally showed you the VOD, showed you the clip, and said, this is exactly what you did. You did this, don't do that. But because they don't show it, thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say, is that Twitch is built on a foundation of clipping system where you can create a clip from any video at a time. They have those tools available to them. I don't understand why their moderation department can't simply send you a 10-second clip saying this is what we didn't like, this is what you did wrong. Yeah, I don't understand. I think the reason why people say they don't do that is because then you could use that against them in court. It's like, well, this is what I got banned for, and the judge would be like, what the fuck? Why would you ban this person? They didn't even do anything. So then they can sort of cover their own ass, We can use the opposite in court against them as well, because there was that case recently where they lost a lawsuit to someone who was accused of gambling because they were suspended without evidence. Yeah, there's definitely some court cases going around. Twitch lost that lawsuit. Yeah. Well, the only problem with actual court stuff is that it costs like tens of thousands of dollars. You're also going against a multi-fucking-billion-dollar company or whatever. So, like, unless they have like really shit lawyers, but which I doubt. But it's not possible, at least. I mean, like, it's just really hard to fight. And, like, a commoner like me couldn't afford stuff like that. Not impossible, I meant to say. Yeah, it's not impossible. It's just really tough. And, people like me couldn't do that stuff. You would have to have some serious money to be able to do those types of things. You mentioned earlier the fact that they were lost revenue from the suspension, but that wasn't even, honestly, the important part to me. Was the progress that I had made over the past year. Because when you suddenly disappear for 3 months, you are going to have dedicated members of the community that are waiting for you to come back. But you're also going to lose a lot of potential followers, a lot of potential viewers, a lot of networking. Yeah, even friends, too. You would have to make in those 3 months is just gone. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. 100%. Because if you think about it, like because you're suspended for so long, people drift away. They go off to watch somebody else. They start supporting somebody else or whatever. They just disappear, right? And that sucks. Like you lose a good portion of or people don't even want to associate with you too. Like because it is a rule that you cannot stream with a banned streamer. So people will just like sort of like treat you like the Black Plague. They'd be like, get away from me, or like COVID. They'd be like, get away from me, don't touch me, 6 feet away, buddy. Like, they don't want to associate with you anymore. I became a liability to anyone around me. Exactly. Especially in VRChat where networking and hanging out with friends is such a popular thing. For example, when I was when I was suspended for 3 days, I was petrified. I went to someone's birthday party in VRChat, and it wasn't streamed. But I had to tell everyone, I was like, yeah, no one can stream this, because if they stream, they get banned, and also my ban goes from 3 days to like a month. Like I get banned longer. So I was super scared. Like I was like anxiety the entire time. It was overwhelming for me because I was like sweating constantly. I was like, what do I do? I can't talk to anyone in VRChat. Nobody wants to talk to me. Like that's probably why like a lot of people didn't even probably visit me when I was in my prison cell, because they're like, oh, if I go to his prison cell, maybe I'll get banned too. It was so fucked. You have to become a reclusive because in our careers, yeah. Risking their livelihood by simply existing. At that point, yeah. something will change at some point. I didn't feel like I could stream on YouTube or anything because I didn't know if Twitch would end up being vengeful about that. Yeah, there have been some people that once like they would get banned from Twitch and then start streaming on a different platform like YouTube. Some people have done it and then they get unbanned and nothing happens, but like I guess it depends on who you are. Like if you're a big streamer, they probably would be very pissed, you know, or if you're a Twitch partner, you know, stuff like that. I'm not sure, because there's been definitely some people that have been banned that would just immediately start streaming on YouTube. And I mean, I could have done that, but I didn't want to because I was like, I didn't want to risk it. And then like Twitch would be like, oh, you're streaming on YouTube? Yeah, you're banned permanently now. So I didn't want to do that. Want them to think that they read my appeal, that, you know, oh well, you got into our competitors now, so you have no longer need us or wanted to come back to Twitch. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like I was just, those 3 days felt like the longest 72 hours. I can't imagine your situation where you were gone for, I think how long was it? Like 3 months or something like that. Mine was just 3 days, and mine was a living hell. Like it was 90 days. And actually just recently, it has been exactly 3 months, just over 3 months since of my suspension. So I'm off my probation, if that makes sense. So basically when you get suspended like once, you're on a probation period for like 3 months. Basically, as a search partner, I don't get like auto email approval. I lose bounties. It's kind of like you're sent to like the timeout zone, but after 90 days you get it back. So I just recently got that back. I didn't have any bounties anyway, but you know, like the email approval and some other crap. So don't have to worry about any probationary at this point. Yeah, that's true. The only thing I don't know is like, if you get banned once, does that like affect, let's say like hypothetically I was to get banned in like 3 years from now, that would be my second strike, but does that go from a 3-day ban to like 1 week now, or 1 month, or you know what I mean? Does it accumulate, or does that only accumulate if you like get banned like 1 week and then the next week you get banned again? You know what I mean? Like, is there like a period where like those marks sort of like disappear for like good behavior? Like, I don't even know. Like, it's so like I don't know. Am I like, because I was thinking, what, like long term, like what if I want to be a Twitch ambassador like 10 years from now? They're gonna be like, oh, you got banned one time, fuck you. I'm like, oh, okay. Is being more transparent about those suspensions. Those bad marks or things that you know up front of your dashboard. How many strikes do you have? Yeah, I think in this is a comparison here to like a video game, but I remember in RuneScape, I got banned once for like, I think I got muted in game for like 24 hours because I was being toxic to somebody. And it said like, because I could look up all the suspensions I ever had on RuneScape, and it said it would fall off in like 2 years of good behavior. So then it would be like delete or expunged from my my record. If I had 2 years or whatever it was of like good behavior and not being toxic and typing to people, that it would fall off and then it would never come back. So it wouldn't be a permanent stain. And I was like, that's fine. I mean, like, you know, I'm fine with that type of mentality. You know, I guess it all depends on the severity of your ban, right? If you're like saying something racist, I don't think that should ever be expunged. Like, Jesus Christ. You know, compared to just, oops, I showed my ass on screen, you know, there's a difference there, you know? It's honestly what infuriates me the most is that all my supposed offenses were extremely minor. That I can pinpoint where it was legitimately my fault was very, very early on. It was my first month or two streaming. I had just started working on my own avatars. I was very experienced. And an issue of one of my avatars where I swapped to it, and it was unfortunately had no clothes. Oh yes, the invisible clothes. Yes, they just disappeared. And that's my fault. So I can only set that 24-hour, 3-day, or whatever it was. After that, I was suspended again for pretty much no reason. Nothing had actually happened by then. And then it happened again 3 months after that, and they just did an immediate indefinite period on that point. I'm not sure. Like, the first ban does make sense. Like, you know, you actually messed up. That was your fault. You know, but you learn from your mistakes. I'll tell you a story. Not someone. This is from like 5 years before VRChat was even like streamed. But I used to be a mod for some streamers, and a friend of mine was. This is when it was called the IRL section, not the just chatting section. And she was a fitness person. I'm not gonna say her name. She was like a fitness person, would work out, and that's her actual job, was working out. And she started streaming, and she was having a fun time, whatever, had like, you know, 30, 40 viewers, whatever. And she only got affiliate, and then like got banned twice within like a week. And we were really afraid, like, what the fuck, why did she get banned for? And it says suggestive content, but she didn't actually show any skin or like was doing anything sexual. She literally was just working out. and we found out why she got banned, not because of the support email, but because there was a very specific person that she DM'd who's now fired from Twitch, but used to work at Twitch. And she DM'd this person on Twitter and said, "Why did I get banned?" And he straight up just told her why you got banned. It was like, "Oh, it's because your profile icon." Yes, her profile icon, the little thing that is fucking next to your name, is what got her banned twice. And we wouldn't. Yes, her profile picture is what. And her profile picture was it was her because she was a model too. So she it was her in a bikini, going like laying down like this. She was clothed, but like she was wearing just a swimsuit. It was like just like that, just, you know, bikini on, and that's what she got banned twice for. And they didn't tell her that until she DM'd this person, and the person straight up just said, "Oh yeah, she got banned because of her profile. Just change it, you won't get banned." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, if we didn't DM this person, she would have been permanently banned by now. So fucked. I do think that larger streamers do get notified, because, for example, Ezekiel the Third, who's like he's been a streamer for like 10 years and like a Twitch ambassador or something like that. He's like a variety streamer. Anyway, he got banned for the first time recently because he was playing like an indie game, and the indie game had like, I think in the trailer it showed like 2 seconds of like video game nudity, and he got banned for that. And before he got banned, he actually went on stream and said, "Hey guys, I'm going to get banned for 3 days." He literally knew that he was going to get banned because they emailed and told him. I didn't get told I was going to get banned. I would have streamed and said, "Sorry guys, I'm going to get banned in 3 days." He got informed before he get, like, what? Why don't I get informed when I get, what the fuck? I just saw an email, "You're banned, see you later." Like, but he gets, you know what I mean? There's like inconsistency there. I guess if you have like 10,000 viewers, you know, you get that sort of luxury. They sort of tell you, "Oh, by the way, you know, you're going to get banned in like 5 minutes. You should probably tell your audience." It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, because some streamers are given actual handlers that communicate with them directly. You mean like managers? Yeah, that used to be a thing. I think some people still have them or still get managers. I don't have any of that stuff. This is kind of like years and years ago, but yeah, some people have managers, and the managers sort of help you out. Some of them don't, but if you're lucky, you get a good person, they'll you know, sort of notify you. Or I remember Soda Poppin has Pluto, who's also a Twitch staff, and apparently he's really, really good. manager as well. But he would also, I remember like Soda Pop would stream. This is not like private or anything, but Soda Pop would talk about it and be like, "Oh yeah, I was streaming this game, and then Pluto told us like, yeah, I can't play this game. I'll get banned if I keep playing this game." And he's like, "Yeah, Pluto told me that. I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that." Yeah, Pluto would tell me if that's okay or not. And I was like, "What the hell, dude? He's got a person that tells him not to do things, and he doesn't get banned. What the?" Why can't I not have, like, a babysitter that tells me what I can't do? I understand they don't have the resource to give literally every streamer a manager like that. I think if they can't give everyone a manager, they should at least give you a warning first. That's what I agree on. Like if Blue Haze did something or if I did something, they should give you a warning and be like, "Hey, you just did something. Yo, here's the clip what you did. Don't do this ever again. If you do it again, we'll ban you for 3 days. Don't do that." It's kind of like in school, okay? You don't get like sent to detention for the first time. Usually they usually warn you first and then be like, "Hey, don't do that." It happens to a little bit too much. But then they have every right to tell me not to do that. But please just communicate that. Send me an email with a warning. Exactly. Yeah, Veronica missed one by getting like a month. Yeah, it was somewhere around there. Someone told me like just around like 2018 is when you can get partners. Nowadays it's a lot harder. I've been more and more happy. If not, I'm not trying to, I don't know. I wish changes would happen, and maybe it'll take 10 years for shit to happen. Never going to discuss any names. Oh, of course not. I didn't disclose any names either when I was telling that story about my fitness friend. And fair some of these practices can be, and how detrimental they can be to the people that are trying to work with them. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I should mention this. Yeah, I didn't say this earlier. Anybody that has any questions for Blue Haze, please type in the command !questions with an S, and then I'll read out the questions to Blue Haze, and she will respond. I forgot to say that earlier. Not any school I've been to, they had a zero tolerance policy. Well, I guess it depends on the severity of what you did. I was trying to say, like, in school they had like a zero tolerance policy, but if you were just like doing something dumb, the teacher would just be like warn you, like, don't do that again, or we're going to the detention office. That's like your first initial warning. It's not like instead of just go to the detention, it's like that's the difference. The difference is that you're getting a warning. Hey, oh shit, don't do that. If I went to school with a skirt that was slightly too short, I'm not going to get expelled the very first time that I do it. Exactly. There's a prime example. Yeah, because I remember when I was in high school, some of the girls wore some questionable, shorter outfits. And some of the teachers were like, "Hey, don't wear that. Don't come to school looking like that tomorrow." And they said, "Okay." And then, they stopped doing that. Yeah, you might just get detention. I don't know. It's whatever. Let's move on from Twitch moderation bullshit. It's like a conversation we can have for like 50 years and stuff will never change. But anyway, let's talk about some other stuff. That's true, or as in that's Drew. But anyway, so now that you have been unbanned, how do you feel now? How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you excited? Now you've been let out into the wild to be yourself. It kind of happened unexpectedly. You're just like, oh, I'm unbanned now. That's the thing, Rebel, is that I can't be myself because it still feels that threat looms at every opportunity. It's extremely stressful. Even after my suspension, I feel that too, to a certain degree. So, for example, I want to be very vague here, but basically, I was doing a stream a couple months ago after my suspension, and I was very anxious because there was people that were hanging around. Like I was streaming with other people, and they were like being very sexual, and I was just like, holy fuck, I don't want to get banned again. Like I was just like, and I panicked and I just deleted the VOD and all the clips. I was just like, what if someone saw this and they just get banned for a week now? Like I was stressing the fuck out. I was just like, holy shit. I was like, can we not talk about dicks for like 15 minutes straight? Like, come on. You know, like, come on. Can we just have a normal conversation? There's a lot of moments where I'm extremely happy and grateful that things are somewhat back to normal. But at the same time, like I was saying earlier, there is that a lot of lost progress there where it was still a huge setback and that it can be a little depressing sometimes. Yeah. Maybe to reach as many people as I possibly can. And I feel that because I lost 3 days. You lost 3 months. Like, even in those 3 days for me, like, I actually had an interview that I was supposed to do and also do Callus Row. I had to cancel both of those things. And not only that, but some people, like, when I got banned, like, at least 15 to 20 people on Twitter unfollowed me. And some fellow streamers also like stopped talking to me or associating with me because they're like, "Oh, he got banned, so obviously he's a bad influence, so I should stop talking to him." And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" It's like, there's plenty of times I would read someone talking about my suspension on like YouTube or Reddit or whatever, and they had all these bald accusations of what happened. They would say things like it was an NSF dog gone wrong, or I was just being intentionally inappropriate or whatever else. When the majority of my streams were relatively wholesome. Yeah, because then, because people, well, the problem is like people will like talk about it, and then they'll say those things, those rumors, and then that's what other people believe. They're like, oh wow, she got banned for doing that. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't want to associate with that person. They're clearly gonna try and get me banned now. So that's what ends up happening. It's the same thing that happened to me. Like people are like, oh, Rebel's fucking doing this weird shit. Obviously he's fucked. So if I don't want to invite him to my stream because he's gonna do something get me banned too. And I was just like, listen, listen, I don't even do anything in anyone else's stream. I just chill and relax. It's it's scary. It's very scary. When I just want to hang out with people and people treat me like I was like I'm a criminal, you know, I'm a bank robber or something. Just focused on rebuilding, but it's difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult. Like, maybe it's just me being like cynical or like thinking in the back of my head, like my subconscious. But, you know, I before I got banned, I tried to, you know, I had interviews planned like weeks in advance, like, and I was already unbanned by then. But then like these people just ghosted me randomly, even though we were talking back and forth every day. But then I'm like, oh, it's probably because I got banned for 3 days, so they don't want to associate with me anymore. And I lost opportunities of friendships or potential networking opportunities or potential interviews simply because I got banned for 3 days. So people are always just like, oh yeah, Rebel got banned for 3 days. Yeah, he clearly is the devil. Clearly Lucifer. Literally, you know, don't associate with a banned streamer type of mentality. And I'm just like, fuck. Seven months now, because ever since the incident where Rob and Soda were suspended for 24 hours, a lot of people associated that with me. When really, for one, I was only doing what I was asked because they were the ones who asked me to hold, to pole dance and everything else because they were having a good time. Majority of the reason for that was their conversation, they were saying some extremely lewd things. In addition to the environment they were in, they were being in a literal sex dungeon. Yeah, exactly. It's like they try to pin not those two things because they were understanding about it, but like the community at large and people who don't understand the situation, they try to put that blame on me, and then act like I was the reason why other people got suspended. Yeah, exactly. Very true. Well, the moral of the story here is that you're unbanned now. You know, it's a rebuilding process for your community, for your stream. And, you know, hopefully this is just a distant memory in the future. And, you know, maybe you'll get partnered, you know, soon enough. Because when you get partnered, you do have a lot more protection than being an affiliate. They sort of give you a little more leniency because, like, it seems like some partners get banned like 6 times and are still not even permanently banned. But, like, an affiliate, it's like 3 strikes, you're out. So, like, I think partners get a little more leniency. Which is frustrating because I have met the qualifications for partner since the very first day that I ever streamed. It was like every time that I apply for it, it's something weird happens, like the first time, of course. And then I waited the 3 months to reapply. And then something else happens for another 3-day suspension. And this happens again, and it's frustrating. Well, maybe this time, maybe it won't happen this time. I'll say this though, I know of people that have been banned that got partnered. I'll name drop them because it's both true. It's public knowledge. Sox VR got banned twice, and then she got partnered. She had to wait like a while though, like probation period, and then she got partnered. And then also Artsy got banned 2 times or 3 times. I forget, it was 2 or 3. She streamed on YouTube for a while and then went back to Twitch and now is partnered. So yes, there are people that have been banned and then they have like a probation period and then they get partnered. So it's not the end of the world. I do think that you and Aiden and anyone else who's ever been banned can get partnered. It just takes a little bit more because you're going to be like, whoa, you've been banned like 3 times, what the heck? But if you show good behavior and, you know, all that stuff, then, you know, even though the last ban obviously didn't deserve it, but thankfully this recent issue they admitted fault and they're not saying that I have to wait 3 months to reapply for it. So I'm assuming this means that they removed the strike entirely. Yeah, I'm hoping you should be able to reply now and, you know, hopefully you get partnered this time around and then you have a lot more protection that way. I hope so as well, is what I was meant to say. I was meaning to say, oh. I was like, what are you apologizing for? Anyway. So, obviously, in recent times, you've, this is a you know, new subject here. You've started working on your own avatars and you revealed the new swimsuits and stuff like that. And you said they were based off of like real designs, and that's cool. I really liked it, you know, with the flowers and stuff. That's very different. Not to discredit anyone who plays VR chat, but I do think that, you know, as someone who's played this game for a long time, when I start seeing people use the exact same swimsuits, the exact same clothes, the exact same bases, you literally just buy a booth model, and you change the color of the green, call it a day, like. I mean, I understand everyone can afford from scratch models or do certain things, but when I see like 100 of those and it looks like the Clone Wars, it's very cookie cutter, yeah. And then when I see someone like Blue Haze coming out of the woodwork and then like, you know, having a swimsuit like that, I'm like, whoa, okay, that's different. That's cool. It's like you stick out like a sore thumb. Like it's more appealing to me than seeing 100 clones, you know? Like I appreciate people who actually take the time and effort. And I know that everyone can't learn Blender or Unity and spend the time or money. I understand that. You know, I'm very fortunate that I could afford the models that I have and have this world and this talk show. I'm very grateful. But I do think that you should always at least try, you know? And you've tried. And you made your own stuff, you know? You slapped some stuff together, you know? Everything from scratch at some point in the near future, so I can simply see either a reference design from an artist or possibly get inspiration from real life clothes, or even I wear myself. Yeah, exactly. I think it'd be really cool because then you could be like, hey, this is my outfit IRL. This is what I wore today, and now I have it in the game. Like, look at that. You know? Because then it doesn't look cookie cutter. Now it looks like this is actually me. I have a pair of high heel boots. I didn't make them, but I actually went out and got the same exact pair that I actually wear while I'm in VR. And it's very interesting feeling. I would say, well, I would say it's immersive because it really increases your sense of presence when you can literally feel the same items that you're wearing in real life. Yeah, you're just immersed. You're just like that next level, you know? It's like Phantom Sense to level 10. That's why you often see me, and it's called RP Walk a lot of places. Some people think that it's all like gimmick for stream. Forestry mower. Nice. Sorry, that's the text-to-speech fucking up. But I'll try to do as myself as I can, even if I'm by myself. No, I get what you're saying. This is very impressive. Yeah, like what I think what you're trying to say is like, people think it's a gimmick when you you know, do the RP walk, but for you, you're being immersed. You're actually wearing the same high heels and you're walking exactly how you would. And some people think, oh, that's just a whatever thing they're doing for a stream, but you actually want to just, excuse me, in person, want to just be immersed. Like you want to, you know, I don't look like this. Sorry, but some people do. Some people create their models to look like them. A person that I know is a Fia Bunny. She her channel used to be called The Virtual Reality Show, not just called her name now, Fia Bunny. But her avatar is exact same one-to-one as her real body, and she actually has the exact same outfit and everything. I think Veronica did that as well a while ago. But I've never experienced that before, but I'm sure that's like really cool to be like, holy shit. Like I take out the headset, I'm like, whoa, I look exactly the same. Like that's probably pretty cool to be like, holy shit. She does it all the time. I believe it, Veronica. Yeah. I think even I don't know if Helena does it. I know she has like an obsession with like high heels, but I'm sure a lot of people out there try to emulate you know, their avatars in some way. Helena's Atlantis collection. Yes. Yeah, Helena, there we go. Yeah, she showed me a picture of it. It's quite extensive. Yeah, I look like this IRL. What do you mean? Lots of spikes? That just means she's into interesting things, you know? Yeah, of course. Like, I don't know. There's a couple other people that I know that have their avatars based off of their real selves. Like, it's definitely interesting because I'll never really understand it myself because I've always wanted my avatar to be something else. That's just me. You know, I wanted to, you know, try something different. You know, I originally played a guy in this game for years, but I was like, hey, I'm a guy IRL, like, you know. And at a certain point, the character that I had made was just a better version of myself. And then you start feeling subconscious because then it's like, well, this character is supposed to be me, but then I don't look as good as that. So now I feel like shit because I don't look like my VR avatar, but it's trying to be me. So I feel like I didn't want to go down that route anymore. That's why I just like did the 180 and was just like, I'm just gonna play a completely different person. What's the opposite of, well, essentially playing a male avatar, well, female. And then I just started going with it and creating this lore and all this stuff, and I feel a lot more comfortable because then I don't have to relate to my looking exactly like my character. I can just be whatever I want to be. That's a big mood rebel. I feel like both are very valid because it's virtual reality. It doesn't necessarily have to be match. Well, like I said, I guess it would depend on the person. Some people are fine with looking exactly like their avatar. For me, like I said, I tried to. Like, for example, in real life, I can't really grow a beard. Like, I kind of can, but not really. And my avatar had a full-fledged beard. It was the Kenny K. Kona avatar, the one made by JJ years ago. And had, like, perfect hair, everything. And when I look at that avatar, I was like, why can't I look like this? Why can't I not act like this? Why can't I just be this character in real life? And I started feeling super subconscious. So I was just like, fuck this. And just like made my own character that completely looks nothing like me. And I never had the issue anymore. So it really depends on the person. Some people are fine with it. Some people aren't. So it's nice when you can express yourself however you choose to, even if it doesn't necessarily match your own inner existence of being. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I've had conversations, interviews before where sometimes people make their avatar based off of what they like. Like sometimes people make their avatar based off of like you know, their ideal woman or their ideal wife or husband or girlfriend, mate. I don't know what. For me, I guess how I design my character is kind of just like the tropes and like the anime I was watching at the time. For example, I told this story before, but at the time I was reading Prison School, which was started off as a manga and then an anime adaptation came out. And I really like the artist's style of like the eyes. So that's where I actually got the idea for like a really mature looking, like really dark outline sort of makeup style. And that's where I got it from, and I added it to my character. The characters didn't have yellow eyes, just the makeup. So I was just like, I really like that style. Let me add it to my character. So I did. And that was over 2 years ago now. So there's definitely things like that. I think for myself personally, whenever I'm designing a look or for an avatar, I'm usually an expression of my personality or different facets of that personality. For example, I have the succubus, which I'm very highly known for, and when I'm wearing this look, I typically am more dominant, arm, or seductive, more flirting, more assertive. And when I'm in my account Grum mode, then I'm usually a lot more playful, a lot more cat girl mode. I get what you're saying. You're talking about like the other avatar, the cat girl one. I know what you're trying to say. Because all my looks are of me. If you notice that they have the same face, the same body, the same nails, and other aspects of myself. They're just simply different looks. Yeah, I understand that because I have different outfits. I have like 6 different outfits, and I would say each outfit represents me in a different way. I have this interviewer outfit. I actually have a new interviewer outfit that's not in VR chat. It's only for VTubing purposes. That's just for ripping stuff, you know, to prevent ripping. So I never upload it to VR chat. I just use it for VTubing when I have the face tracking stuff. But that's like when I'm in the interviewer mode. When I'm chilling, then I use like the workout outfit. If I'm like in Kalos Road, then I use the mechanic outfit. If I'm feeling a little like you know, dommy mommy flirtatious, then I use the bunny girl outfit that I can't use on stream anymore, but off stream I could. You know, like there's different moments that have different things. You know, each outfit serves a purpose. It has, you know, it's like a different aspect of me. But they're all the same base. They're all the same face, different hairstyle, but like just different outfit. That's the only difference. It's just like how I'm feeling that day. So I get what you're trying to say earlier with your cat girl form. It's an expression of ourselves. Oh yeah, I also have the maid form too. Yeah, that's right. I also have a cat girl maid form of me. Because some people will have several different avatars, which are all completely different from head to toe. But it's very, I guess you could say, from when you have a look that you can simply identify with as yourself, and then you have different outfits and different looks and different expressions of a personality that you have with each avatar. Exactly. Like I said, with my so when I did the maid one, I would be a lot more servicey, fan service of oh, welcome home, and role play it a little bit. So that's what I did whenever I pulled the maid outfit, and stuff like that. I'd be more playful. While when I'm in the mechanic outfit, I'm more sassy. I'm fuck you, don't talk to me, idiot. Or then I pull out the 2B outfit, the bunny girl outfit, and I'm get on your knees, bitch. It's very different, And I like that because it's all the same character. It's not like I go from, 5 different e-girl models. It's all the same base. Express yourself and, different options of yourself. Yeah, exactly. And I'm currently getting another one worked on. It's taking a while, but basically I'm getting a cat girl keyhole. Like the cat girl lingerie that everyone has in VR chat. I'm getting that on my base. It's just taking a long time. It's made from scratch. So I'm getting that just to goof around in. People telling me to do the whole thing. It's called the Virgin Killer sweater. Yeah, that was really popular to do. I remember 3 years ago, everyone and their mom had it. It was a trend. It's still a thing. Basically it's a sweater, but it just has a lot of side booba. It's basically what it is. And the reason why it's called the Virgin Killer sweater, because I guess it's supposed to kill virgins or something. I don't know. Is this some anime trope from years ago that people decided to stick on their models, What exactly isn't it? It's supposed to be where, some ditzy person puts the sweater on backwards or something. I'm not sure the entire lore on it. I just know that it's a sweater that, it only covers the front, but the sides are exposed and the back's exposed, so you can actually see ass crack too. That's just the design, and whenever someone uses that, it's supposed to be someone who's very dominant and then try and destroy you, essentially. Sexy but subtle, how to have it like that. Yeah, when I had this interviewer outfit, I wanted to go for an interviewer, but having some lewdness, but not entirely. I got some booba going, but I'm still looking like I work here. Obviously it was actually really hard for me to get my new interviewer outfit, which is even more revealing because when I looked up office lady, it's all very proper. They're all buttoned up to the goddamn turtlenecks and shit, and I'm just I don't know if I want to go that route. I wanted to make my own design. So my my VTuber model has a tie. It's a whole outfit that just doesn't exist in real life. I've seen some outfits that people have where are very in your face, on the nose, where they're just leave it all hanging out. And I'm not saying that's anything. This is just really wrong. I just like to leave a little bit of suggestion. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. Look at my Shrine Maiden outfit. It has holes cut out where the thighs are. And on the sides. You can see a tiny bit of side boob. Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. I think when you have something that is just yeah, this is clearly, I'm just all out there, it's not as fun, If it's suggestive, then it's better, you know, because then it gives you an imagination. It's also more creative, right? It's like, would you rather see a birthday suit or see something like a really, you know, shrine maiden, cat girl, you know, something? There's more flavor there, you know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't prefer just to see people in their birthday suits. Okay, like I'm like okay, what's you got nothing there, you know. I think for a lot of people, the power of imagination is a lot more titillating than just simply seeing everything on its own. Yeah, like it's a lot more appealing for many people. Yeah, like when I look at QuickDraws does some really good reference sheets, and like he definitely knows how to play with colors and outfits and stuff like that. And he doesn't just, you know, be like, oh, here's a birthday suit. No, he makes it like interesting. He has like some people's designs have like ropes and like one thigh high is higher than the other, or like one's colored this and all that stuff. Well, he does if you ask. Yeah, I am aware of that, but I was more looking for the outfit designs he does, not the birthday suits he does. You know, you know, I'm more about like, well, it's a really cool outfit design. That's why I love people that don't understand about fashion, is that it's meant to accentuate the body, not just exposing it. Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, when I wore like the bunny suit, people thought like, oh, why, dude, did you increase the booty or the thighs? Or like, no, I didn't actually. It's the exact same base. It's just because the way the outfit's designed, it's accentuating certain features more than others. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I can literally show you all of my outfits are exact same proportion, every single one for the last 2 years. It's just that this one's accentuating this area, this one's showing this. Like, it's just the way certain things look on, you know. You wear one piece, you wear this, you wear that. With a different outfit, and I have to tell them it's just the way the top is cut. Yeah, exactly. That's why I tell people too. I see the exact same shit. They're always just like, oh, you getting more thick? And I'm like, actually, no. No, I haven't. Like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. Do I have to like fucking make a fucking presentation? Point presentation? Well, what the hell? I have to show like slideshows or something? All this Blue's 100% right. And I agree. I actually had to swap into an older avatar too, just to show them that was the same. Okay, there's only one thing that's changed in my avatar that I will admit, and it's attached to a story. The only thing I've changed in this avatar is when I originally got my model made by JJ, the female version you see before you, it actually had like a way larger rear end. And it almost looked like cartoonish, like large. It looked like Kim K or something. I was just like, that looks way too large. So I actually had her shrink it, nerf it. Nerf this, you know, Diva, Overwatch style. And then when I got the workout outfit made last year, because it was like a gym shorts, JJ was like, you know what? I'm going to upgrade your booty for free. So she did. So that's the only thing that's ever been like resculpted or like done better, was that aspect of my avatar. So that's the only thing that's ever changed. And definitely can tell a difference because some of my older avatars and the before and after. But the story is also, I literally did 3,000 squats. So you could say that me doing all those squats has affected my avatar. And I did those squats to get an index and full body, so there's lore behind it. So my avatar changed in real time because of what I did. Now the real question is, did the IRL yes. Yes, it did. But I haven't done squats in a while, so I think I may have lost some of those gains. But I had my JJ booty reduced too. That's what Veronica said in the chat. Yeah. See? I wasn't the only one. was gonna say you should post
You
a picture
couldn't
and
stay
approve it.
away, huh? Keep coming back for more, I see.
Yeah, let me just randomly
Kelly,
post
who
a picture of
just
my ass.
resubscribed for 18 months. Lurking.
Yo, Kelly, thanks for 18 months. Why not? I don't know. That's just not who I am anymore. What I mean by that is, so years ago, before I did Twitch, I used to do YouTube, and I actually did face cam stuff. And used to show my face, and then as a joke, like 3 years ago, I was playing Spin the Bottle with a bunch of friends, and it rolled on me. And at the time, anyone that got like told a dare, like we're playing Truth or Dare, they were like, "Oh, take a picture of yourself, but like you have to put like shaving cream all over your face." So I took a bunch of shaving cream, put it all over my face, covered my face, and posted to Twitter. This was like 3 years ago. and then like 2 years ago, I got dared because we were playing dice, and then they dared me to take a picture of my thighs and post it on Twitter, so I did. So I just took off my pants. I was clothed, by the way. I wasn't naked. I just, had boxers on, and then I took a picture of my thighs, posted it to Twitter. And people were I had no context to it, by the way. And people were just like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like that's my thighs. What do you mean? You can't find these anymore, by the way. I deleted them. But for the time, they were. And now some of the developers recently like the new physics bones. The economy system of all the interesting things they're going to be doing this summer. Yeah, exactly. That's a nice segue. And one thing on the avatars thing that I really been trying to get to and recently is just not the outfits and the models and everything, but animations and effects as well. Because I feel like this is what takes a good avatar to do something amazing. Like he even mentioned the transformation of my swimsuit, where I can go from cat girl to succubus. Yes, I like that. I have a friend who works for VRChat now. She does some really cool avatar stuff, 3.0 stuff. Her name is Zigza. Shout out to her. But she's like an alien dancer lady. But anyway, she has like robot legs, like literally robotic legs, and she can take them off and chuck them at you, like literally rip off her leg and chuck. Like, that's sick. I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. You actually saw her on your avatar showcase, like the first one? Yes, she was there. Yeah, she showcased that. Yeah, she did. So that's like one thing that like blew me away that you could do was like take off your arm or leg and then just toss it at people, and then she can like fly, and then she can turn on like hover mode where she flies with them. And I was like, that's so cool. I didn't see anyone else do that until I saw that. I actually had to do something similar when I had to do the slap ass championship punishment in the lobby recently. I was tasked with being a slap-ass champion, which by itself isn't very interesting. So I decided to do something goofy on my avatar, which would be to have my hand grow to like 5 times their normal size to intimidate people. That's nice, yeah. And I ran into an issue where I tried to scale the model itself, like the hand bones. Then it would react weirdly whenever I moved my fingers. So I had to create a dummy in which overlaid my real hands and then enlarged to that one instead. There's some interesting stuff I wanted to see in VRChat. I don't know if this has ever happened before, but one thing I wanted to do, I'll tell you a story. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do this on my avatar. But for a long time, I actually wanted to have Kenny K. Kona and this avatar be in one. So what I mean by that is, like, imagine if, like, in my mind, that let's say I did like an animation where like a smoke bomb happened, and then I could switch essentially like genders, or like I can go from male to female or female to male, and then like have an avatar where like maybe like hypothetically, let's say like every time I sneeze, almost like Rama 1.5. Anyone's gonna watch that anime from years ago, where like let's say I just sneeze randomly, and then I have to switch to like Kenny K Kona, and then if I sneeze again, I switch back to this character. But the problem is that because they're different scales, and because one has boom, one other one doesn't, it sort of like fucks up. I mean, like you technically kind of can, but like it's just kind of hard. And I try to like convince some avatar creators to do it, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna have to pay me a shitload of money to do that." And I was just like, "Well, fuck." So I decided against it. Effectively take two different meshes and then tell Blender to create an animation. Morph between the two. Well, this was years ago. This was like 2-3 years ago when I was asking people this. You probably could do it now, but I sort of lost interest because I'm doing stuff outside of VRChat. But that's kind of what I wanted to do a long time ago. Was to do that because I think it would be cool. Like, because I would be like the only like VTuber that does that, or like any person in VRChat that like switches on the fly. So it's not like I'm switching avatars. It's just I literally just play an animation on one avatar and I can switch on the fly. It's gonna be a whole thing. Like I could have like role played. I could have like done some like. Well, for you it's just like a hair. Like it's easier for you, but like I don't know. It's a hair mesh edits. It's body edits. As far as like my skin tone, the materials and everything. You can even have it switched between entirely different. Normally we're gonna have to add a blend shape, which transforms into elf ears soon. Interesting. Yeah, I guess nowadays it's more likely to happen, but like I said, I sort of lost interest after a while, and I decided to just fully be this character and just have different outfits. So I could have done it years ago, but I lost interest now to be able to do that. Maybe we'll give someone that idea who's watching one day. If I were you, start thinking about good ideas we can do soon, because a lot of the things they're going to be giving us the tools for us soon are going to be absolutely transformative for VRChat. Exactly. Like you mentioned earlier, with the physics bones, the new UI, group system, Unity 2019. A lot of these things are gonna improve avatars and stuff like that. And I'm looking forward to people that actually take advantage of that, because I feel like a lot of people still have 2.0 avatars or just don't care and just be like, oh yeah, whatever. But that's why I wanted to start doing fashion shows again. That's why I've been talking to people here and there about it, because I want to have a platform for people to showcase their work. And then people are like, holy shit, wait, you can do that? Blue Haze can switch avatars and or switch like outfits and become a succubus or whatever, or cat girl on the fly like that. That's cool. And then maybe it'll inspire other people to be more creative rather than just cookie cuttering. Oh, buy this, make it green, okay, we're done type of thing. I want people to be more expressive with their avatars. Could be green. That's why I'm so excited for the new updates. Is because one of the biggest things they're focusing on is I've wondered for the longest time is interactive, where I can actually reach out and touch you, at least parts that you're giving me consent to. Yeah, of course, your head. If we can add objects to your avatar I can interact with. Yeah, I forget. There's also not just be able to like touch people's hair, but you could also like make it so like if I had a hammer, I could bonk you on the head and go like bonk. It could do like a sound effect and stuff like that. So you can do things like that too. I forgot that was a thing. To Neos, VR is the level of interactivity that they had their they had there where you could actually interact with other people in your environment on a level that was, excuse me, completely different than what I was used to. Same thing with Chill VR. They both have it too. I tried both games, and there is a lot of stuff. You know, I'm always very, you know, like, why isn't VRChat have this like 3 years ago? Like, what the hell? It takes them a long time, but you know, we'll have it eventually. Hopefully soon. But yeah, because I remember there was making a big deal about that special shader right now. Yeah. And the new Damic Bones are going to completely blow that out of the water. Absolutely. Yeah, like about like 2-3 years ago, there actually used to be some avatars where you could actually interact with people, and it was a world. It was like called Touch My Bones or something like that. And after like a week or two, they actually shut down the whole world and all the avatars because I don't know if it was because of a streamer. It wasn't like anyone would know. They were just like on randomly for like a day, like some 2K random streamer like ran in and they're like, oh, what's this? Ooh. And then they're like, you know, maybe it was because of that, I don't know, but like people definitely were streaming it and like being very inappropriate, so they probably saw them, were like, whoa, shut it down. So potential for abuse is always foremost on their mind, whether they're considering implementing anything in VRChat. Yes, I agree 100%. Anytime that I make a suggestion, they're always like, well, how can this be abused? I was like, oh shit, you're right. This can be abused. So I understand their concern and I get it. I just definitely think that you can't make every feature non-abusable, right? I think like everybody can abuse something. The reasons why it's taking so long to get interacted is because they want to create a system for consent first. Yeah, I agree too. I think the best way, in my opinion, to run this sort of like consent system, it's simple as this. I click on you, open my menu, click on you like this, and then it'll say where it says like voice on, voice off, show avatar, hide avatar, not block, whatever. It should just say like interactions on off. That's it. That's all. I think that's as simple as it gets. They actually mentioned doing something very similar to that. Because the last thing I want, and I get that, it mirrors real life, but fortunately with it being VRChat, you know, we should have more control over these type of situations, so I don't want to be in a public world and then have someone run up and start grabbing my boobas or slapping my ass or whatever. You know, I tested this in Chill Out VR. this very thing. I didn't stream it, by the way, but I tested this thing because in Chill Out VR, you have like a menu that's like interactions, and you can make it only friends, only like specific people, or everyone. And I just put it on everyone just to see what would happen. And I was in desktop AFK for like 5 minutes, and I pretended to be AFK in front of a mirror just to see what would happen. And like, there's only like 20 people that play this game. And the amount of people that went up to me and started doing this or like slapping or like being really creepy is more times than not. And because I was pretending to be AFK, I was just talking to people in Discord, and then I'll immediately unmute and be like, what the fuck are you doing? They're like, holy shit, you're right, not AFK? And then just like immediately leave. Or like somebody be like, you like that? And I'm like, no, you fucking weirdo. And they're like, oh. At one point before I started isolating myself to friends or invite only instances, I started using an invisible avatar that was switched to any time that I wouldn't AFK, because there were actually times, even without the interactivity, that I would come back and find someone trying to fill me up or something. It was so gross. I've had moments like that happen to me before, as disgusting as that sounds, because I would go AFK and like take off my headset, go to the bathroom, get some water or something, and I'll come back, and then like I hear like weird like almost like moaning noise. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? And then I'll put my headset on, and the person will just quickly respawn. And then a friend of mine recorded once where somebody was literally like, how to describe this, trying to dry hump my my AFK body, and I promptly blocked that person. Let's just say that. And I was very disgusted. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I can't just be AFK now, like in a corner somewhere at a club. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, it was very disgusting. I was very thankful when they gave us control over an AFK animation, because you can literally just add a dissolve. Yeah, Rubber Ross, for example, has an effect where like he takes off his headset and he actually like it makes a sound effect from Dragon Ball Z as if he teleported away. He's like, and he like teleports away, then he puts it back on. He like teleports back in. Or some of them like make you dissolve. I think Yashai or Aiden has that. Yeah, it turns into like mist or something, like flower petals. Yeah, I think that's really cool, and I 100% support that because it happened to me. It's definitely happened to other people where like I've seen people even just be inappropriate, where like people will like take a finger and try to like, you know, put in places where it shouldn't belong, and I'm just like, what are you doing? I'll catch people at parties. I'm like, what are you doing? Like the people will just be like, hey, they're AFK, let me just grab a feel, and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Simply as a video game? Yeah. I show phantom sense, and this is disturbed and violated by you touching them inappropriately, as it did to them in real life. I'll tell you a story that literally happened to me. I had said this story on my stream or on like interviews before, but very quickly, I went to a friend. This is about like 2 years ago when I had my mechanic outfit, and I would use it regularly, and I would join off of a Friends Plus, and I joined off of a friend, a streamer friend of mine, and there's about like probably like 20 people in the world. Half of them I knew, and half of them were people I didn't know. So it wasn't Friends Plus, you know, randoms get in. And I was just walking around, streaming, whatever, talking to people, and this random guy goes up to me. Well, not even AFK. He just goes up to me and starts just grabbing me, like roping me like this. Now, I don't have Phantom Sense, only like on my head, but this is the only like time I've ever felt this before. Ever, but it actually felt like pressure on my chest in real life. Like I felt actually violated, like actually like sexually harassed. And I was like, I felt super disgusted, and immediately just was like, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck away from me, weirdo. And he was just like, he's like, dressed like that, you're asking for it. He's like, and I was just like, what are you talking about? He's like, it's not even real, bro. You're a guy IRL, dude. Who cares? And I'm just like, fuck you, dude. And I immediately blocked him. And I'll never forget that. You know? I can't imagine having that sensation all over my body, but I felt pressure. It felt like someone put like 100 pounds of weight and just put it on my chest. And it felt like I was suffocating for like 5 seconds. Like I was like, I had like gasp for air. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I felt so just violated by that. And I'll never forget that, you know? And the guy just took it as like, oh, I'm just joking, hee hee. Electric transmission, you already know, essentially binary data going across our neurons and receptors to our brain. And if you have a visual stimulus, you have that. Mine is able to translate that. Yeah, I have friends who have phantom sense of like knives and stuff. So like when someone takes a knife in VR and stabs them, they feel that. And they're like, ow, like stop. And like, it's really fucked when people abuse those types of people. Or like I had a friend who was so hold on. Hey. Don't do that. Sorry, my dog. He's biting his leg. So, sorry, I had a friend who had such strong phantom sense that if you walk through them, they would feel that every time. They're like, oh, like, don't walk through me. And so they had to actually put in personal space. Which, like, I don't think anyone ever... I always turn it off since the first time I played this game, but people actually have to turn it on because when they feel people, like, going through them, they actually feel that. And I had a friend who had such bad phantom sense that they actually quit VR chat because of that. They quit because people would abuse them. Have something similar. It may not be quite as intense, but when I first came back to this lobby, there is an area where the stage is very crowded. While we're waiting to say in a game night or whatever, and one of my friends was there in desktop and he was running back and forth through the area by the stage, and we constantly clipped through me every few seconds, and I literally had to like say please stop running through me. From my head feels very discomforting. It's like this. It's really weird sensation, a disconnect between your actual body where you feel like an out-of-body experience where they ran through you, and it's just like it feels so strange. Yeah, like how, you know, one of that person, you know, touched my chest. Like it definitely felt weird, and I don't think I've ever really had an out-of-body experience before, but there's definitely been some weird times in VR chat for me. It happens like almost like once a year. I have like a weird phantom sense encounter or something like that, where like, you know, someone like stabs you or shoots you.
_OS, you just resubscribed
does something
for 18
weird.
months. Rebelpada.
Yo, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. But yeah, there's even times in worlds where they don't have a door that you can physically open, and they expect you to just phase through them. And even that is super uncomfortable for me. Like I hold my arms up and I feel claustrophobic walking through that. I get you. Let me ask you this. Is there anything that you have planned in the future? Do you have like any special streams you want to do in the coming like months, subathons, charity stuff, new outfits, like you want to learn animation and stuff like that? I actually have my own 1-year anniversary coming up next month. It should be August. Nice. 11th, I think. Somewhere around there, very early August. And 1 month is actually my 1-year anniversary of Twitch partnership. Learned anything from my recent experiences how important it is to just diversify. So I'm going to be putting a lot more focus on things like YouTube content, even like TikTok, and just branching out in general from only Twitch. I feel that. For example, YouTube Shorts are super popular, and TikTok too. I did some TikToks, but I think I'm like shadow banned on TikTok. Listen, TikTok is like if you do anything, even just a tease, you're banned. Because I had a TikTok that has like 100K views, and I was just doing the hips way. I was like, hell yeah. And then I like do a different one. I do the exact same animation in my bunny outfit, and they're like, that's too much. I'm like, it's the exact same motion though. Or like, or I did like a TikTok where it's just like, I don't know, just some little silly little things, and like TikTok is just like, nope. They accused of like people being sexual predators or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is that TikTok doesn't like VTubers sometimes. Oh, I see you talking about like kids posting stuff on there. Maybe, but my character's an adult, so like I don't know. I think because I think some of my VTuber friends, you know, like TMF Johnny and stuff, I think he got like shadow banned or something like that off of, and he doesn't even make anything like even remotely even like suggestive. It like, I don't know. TikTok is just weird. Like it's either like you get really lucky and everyone just likes it, or like you do like one minor little thing and it's just like, yeah, you're shadow banned. Like, I don't get it. I think YouTube Shorts are better, personally, anyway. It's like kawaii grin. There's only one man I really want to branch out a bit as recently is expanding my YouTube and stuff. Doing YouTube is important, yeah. I try to do YouTube sometimes, but I just get really lazy. I just export my my interviews. That's like the only thing I do on YouTube. I could do a lot more than that, but I don't have any editors. I don't have enough money to pay for things like that. Very unique, actually, and are really exciting. Oh, well, we all look forward to it. I can really say about it now because I don't want like anyone to beat me to the punch. Is it's going to be something that allows people, instead of simply being a V or watching me on a screen, will feel like they're actually being there with me. I think that would be very interesting content. Oh, I think I have a rough idea what you're talking about. I won't say anything, but I think I understand what you're trying to do. That's interesting. Yeah, and I feel that too. Like, I feel sometimes, like, even though I'm not like a big streamer or anything, but sometimes, like, I'll say something on stream and then like literally 4 days later or like a day after, somebody will do exactly what I just said, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I do it, and people are like, you copied them. I was like, but I said it first on my stream. They're like, oh no, they did it. I was like, fuck you, man. So I feel like you can't say anything. I feel like you can't like never like express your thoughts about like any ideas, you know, outfits and stuff. Idea for something either. Oh yeah, same thing with outfits. Yeah, like I got accused of copying because I had a maid outfit. They're like, oh, you copied this person. I'm like, but I had this maid outfit idea for a year. What the fuck? It's the exact same outfit or something similar on this person, and it's like it's infuriating. I feel exactly like yeah, I get that 100%. I have so many cool ideas, but now I have to like never say anything, because if I do, then somebody will do it and then be like, oh yeah, Rebel, you copied me, and I'm like, but I had this idea already. Not to postpone things, and whenever I have an idea for something, to just immediately do it. I'm so bad. Yeah, like procrastinating. Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. Yeah, like I procrastinate too, but the problem is a lot of things I wanted to do were like merch ideas. So it took me like 6 months to do something, and then people are like, "Oh, you copied this person." I'm like, yeah, but I had this idea like 6 months ago. It just takes a long time to pay artists, you know, all that stuff. It's just really annoying. I have a logo that I've been working on with an artist for like the past month, and for all I know, someone could come out with something very similar tomorrow before I have a chance to show it off, and they're like, oh, you copied so-and-so's logo. Yep, I've been there, done that. Yep. Yeah, I get accused of that every day, for my OC specifically, because I have red hair, yellow eyes. So everyone's like, oh, you're related to this other person because they have red hair, yellow eyes. And I'm like, that's not how that works. They say that you're similar to Murder Crumpet. Well, Murder Crumpet has red hair, red eyes. But I have seen someone say that to me once. They're like, oh, you're the same person. I'm like, okay, just because I have red hair doesn't mean I'm trying to look like them. but like the facial shape and stuff like that are similar to his old look when he was using the King's Quest avatars. It's like, it doesn't matter if I changed my hair green and had purple eyes, I'm gonna look like somebody eventually. And that's like, I think that's the problem. So what I tried to focus on is not just distinguishing different characters, because there's only so many colors in the world you can use in combinations. I love red and yellow. I think it's an awesome combo. But what I decided to do to make me very different is my content. So doing interviews, I'm like the only like notable person that really does these type of interviews on VRChat, and I'm going to be doing them to VTubers in the near future. So that's what I'm known for, not just, oh, you have a red hair, wow, congratulations, you're like every other redhead, you know. I'm different in that aspect of my content, and that's what I want. I think that's what I want to stress to a lot of people, any streamers out there. Make your difference your content, because that's what's going to sell you at the end of the day. You can have an amazing 10 out of 10 avatar. Doesn't matter if you don't have content to back it up. Like I know so many people that spend thousands and thousands of dollars on an avatar, and it's like really good, but they have no content or like no way to like sell their brand or anything like that, or content or whatever you want to call it. Like you know, it's important. I have something similar for my avatar design. I spent like, I'm not, I was successful, but trying to spend a lot of time thinking of different ways to innovate in my content. Yeah. Right before the suspension, I was working on things like there's a system on Twitch where you can allow your viewers to click on the screen and it shows you where people are clicking. Something that Veronica suggested to me at one point, and I ran with that. Creating almost choose your own content type of thing, like choose your own adventure type of thing. I know what you're talking about. It's where like it's like an overlay system. So I've seen people use it on like game shows where it's like A B C D, and then the chat will like all press D D D, and whoever gets pressed the most, they go with. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've seen those type of things before. Have like fill up rewards and punishments and stuff like that for my chat as well. I started being naughty with it and would just start like clicking on my boobs or my thighs or whatever. Yeah, I remember once people worked together, and what they did was they drew like a giant wiener. So they had like two balls. I saw some people, this is like people with like 30,000 viewers, you know, they really coordinated to do that. So then they stopped using that system. And I started even doing this entire choose your own adventure type stories with that system where like the chat would decide which direction would go. And if we went in one direction, and then you would have like a friend jump out, and it could be like an RPG battle or whatever, you know, something similar like that. Yeah, I think that's a great idea to do if it's done well and the chat isn't being weird about it. I think we'll start taking some questions from the audience, or not audience, what do you call it? The Google document thing, the questions thing. 'Cause we've been going for like an hour. Listen, I got vaccinated yesterday, okay? It's because no one's vaccinated in VRChat, okay? That's why. Only my true friends would show up in the audience. Well, I got vaccinated, I'm fine. Did you get vaccinated? A while ago? Okay, well, I'm late to it. Anyway, so we have some questions here. Juno asks, question for guests. Could you do the try hard dance for the audience? Thanks. The hell's the try hard dance? I'm removing all your points from my channel. Oh shit. So they're talking about it on my stream. I have a 10 appointment award where I will do any dance for them. They want for 15,000 points. It usually means dances like at one time they made me do Baby Shark. Made me do they made me do Tried, and they made me do the Jake and Bake. One they made me do the Ta dance and everything. Oh, interesting. Okay, you have a redeem system. I get you. Vaxxed and waxed. Yeah, I'm vaxxed and waxed. Are you vaxxed and waxed? Holy shit. Say that 10 times. I actually got a new waxing kit not long ago. Nice. Silky smooth. That's just for immersion purposes, you know? Anyway. Juno also asked, question for host. When was the first time you saw Blue Haze? Both on a stream or in person? Yeah, I went to your house yesterday. What do you mean? Yeah, in person. Yeah, I went to your house yesterday. Holy shit, yeah. No, when was the first time I met you? Oh, God. I don't know. Probably at La Rob's lobby. No? If I had to think here. Oh, God. Listen, I have to remember everything, every interview, every person. I have 1,700 friends in this game. Okay, let me think here a little bit harder here. The first time I met Blue Haze. Oh, fuck. Wait, no. It was with Veronica J, wasn't it? In her world, home world or something like that? No? It's actually at 9 Harem World. It was with Veronica, but not in our home world. I knew it had to be a Veronica. I remember that. We were at the next Nexo's Nights party. It was at a landfill cabin. The landfill cab. Oh, the Neko cab. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. The Neko cabin world. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yes. I believe you were hanging out with Veronica, and I came up to say hi. Yeah, you did. And here you are now. How long ago was this? Oh, I think this is before I even started streaming. So, yeah, this is definitely before you started streaming. So, July. So, a year ago. Wow. Interesting. A year ago, huh? Hold on here. Let me get some more questions going on here. All right, next question. Anonymous chat member. Okay. Question for Blue Haze. Could you enlighten us on your love of fighter jets, in particular the F-14 Tomcat? You like fighter jets? That's what they're referring to is sometimes, usually on the weekends, I will go to one of those worlds that we have in VR chat where you can fly planes. Oh, I thought you meant in real life, you know? You're just flying around in real life, you know? I get a little crazy sometimes with flying between like buildings and, you know, under bridges and things like that. And they asked me to do at one point what my favorite jet is, and I told them the F-14 Tomcat. Oh shit. When I was a little girl, my father was in the Navy, and he actually worked on an aircraft carrier, so I got to see, not that because they were decommissioned long before that, but I got to see, I think they were F-18s and things like that. Yeah. Okay. Next question from and things like that were wings and moving, and I thought that was really cool. Void Boys asks, what are your thoughts on being on / in the lobby now? I think we're referring to the Rob lobby more specifically. I still very much enjoy it. It isn't as much of a priority as it was for me before. Mostly because in the early days of the lobby, I saw it, and not really as like a streaming opportunity or whatever. It was just a place for me to hang out with my friends. In the last 4 to 5 months, there are a lot of different places there now. Many of the people that I knew and were close with don't really go as much, and there are a lot of new people, so it can be difficult to be excited to go back and hang out when a lot of the people that I would go to hang out with simply aren't there anymore. I feel that. I mean, I used to be a regular like 3 years ago in Rob's lobby. Like, I haven't gone there in like 6 months. So I used to be a regular a long time ago. Yeah, back then there was like no mutes except for Zager. So it was a very different lobby back then. I think Rob was only 300 or 400 average. Yes. Yeah, when I first met Rob, he only had like 200 viewers. I think something like that, and there was a lot less pressure, and people generally wanted to hang out. And it wasn't necessarily an opportunity for people to jump on a big stream, you know? Yeah, I'll say this. When I joined off of Rob 3 years ago, he was the only one streaming it. I don't recall anyone else in that lobby literally streaming. Unless it was like maybe HeyMB like randomly or something. Like that was it. I think there's like maybe one other person, but that was about it. Like nobody else. Now I feel like half the lobby stream. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I did enjoy my time there when it was less about people trying to promote their own streams versus either helping content for Rob or spending time with their friends. No, I agree. Next question here is from Council. Question for Blue Haze. What gave you the trouble between Unity or Blender, and which do you suggest would be best to start with when getting into avatar creation? Actually say if you're getting started with avatar creation, then one of the best you can do is simply find a look that you identify with. Excuse me. Or that is appealing to you, and then find a way to edit and create your own look with it. Of course, going to have to start with you today because you need that in order to even get rigged and upload the avatar in the first place. So you have to learn to begin with anyway. But after that, you'll run into a limitation where you have to use Blender in order to create whatever edit you wanted to. And for me, it's simply a matter of first deciding what I wanted to accomplish and then working backwards to figure out how to do that. You just want to learn 3D in general, then I would suggest starting with something like that donut tutorial. Yes. Make that glazed donut. I remember that tutorial. I haven't made one that I post in my Discord talents just because of it. It's almost. I get you. We got another question here from Kwai Grin, my friends. She said, "Do you ever have people fangirl over you or fanboy over you, or be weird in VR chat to you? Also love you, Rebel and Hayes. You both very poggy. Less than 3." Yes, I know it's almost embarrassing because I've actually had times where I would accidentally go to a public place, a public lobby, unintentionally, and I actually had someone like break down into tears after they met me, and I'm just thinking, why? I'm just a regular girl like anyone else. You're not just a regular girl. You Blue Haze. I'm in my normal avatar, they just don't recognize the name, I guess. And I turn around and I notice this person's following me. And I walk up and I waved and said hi. And they're like, "Oh my god, I was hoping that I would meet you at some point." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Hello." Have I had, now for me, have I had people fanboy, fangirl? Yes. I think the first time I ever had someone fanboy or fangirl actually happened not that long ago, which is kind of sad, but true. So ever since I did interviews, which is only a year ago, I actually started getting more fans. When I was a part of Team 5 Midnight Central, I never had anyone like fanboy, fangirl, or whatever. So I only had that happen recently, and I would go to like random, parties, clubs, because that's what I do. I'm a baller. Anyway, and people would be like, "Oh shit, you're that guy that interviewed Thrill Seeker," and I was like, "Yeah, I did." "Oh shit, you're the person that interviewed Murder Crumpet." I was like, "Yeah, I did." And they're like, "Oh shit, that's so cool, man. What the hell?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." They're like, "Oh, dude, the interview you did with Blue Haze was so sick." And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah, I didn't know you interviewed mutes." And I was like, "Yeah, I do." Like, that's so cool. My friend's a mute. I was like, "That's so cool because you want to interview all types of people." I'm like, "Awesome, thank you." And that made me happy. Because before I did talk shows, interviewed people, whenever my name was brought up, it was always, "Oh, you were funny on that person's stream." It wasn't like, "Oh, you're funny for your stream and your content." It was always, "Oh, you're funny because, oh wow, you did that really funny thing on that one person's thing." It was never, "Oh, you're funny because of you." You know what I mean? I noticed that how it works though, because I noticed that people generally associate your actions with whatever they first saw you. There's a lot of people that first saw me on my own stream, and they had no idea that I was even Rob's mute or a part of the lobby or whatever else, and they just associated me with that. There's a lot of other people that saw me first on like XQC or on Moon stream or in any other number of large streamers that I was a small part of at one point, and they're like, "Oh hey, I remember you from when Penta came to the lobby." Yeah, I've had people go like, "Oh yeah, I know you from when you were part of Team 5, or oh, I knew you when you were Midnight Central. I knew you were into the Kenny K Kona stuff, or that one, or whatever, or hey, I know you from Arcadum stream." I had one person say that once. They're like, "Oh, I know you from Arcadum stream." Like, wait, what? They're like, "Yeah, you're part of Kelos for All." I was like, "Oh shit, I got noticed for role playing." Pog. That only happened once though. But most of the time, it's mostly because of this talk show. So at least I can say that I own this and it's all my thing. So at least I'm proud of that. Because it was always for, it's because you were on this other person's stream. It wasn't like for me, for what I did. It's actually my friend, but there's actually one thing that I've been wanting to get into recently is role playing. One thing that I never really did a lot of until the past 6 months or so was like serious role playing. But then I started spending some time with like Curry Games, and I ended up doing the It Follows roleplay, because there was a point when, after Rob started doing GTA RP, he came back to VR chat and was disappointed with how casually we approach things sometimes. And ever since then, I've been thinking about and trying to stop that up a bit and do things a bit of a higher level of roleplay. Yeah, I agree. Like, I have only really done Kalos Row, but it's on hiatus for like 8 months. But there are other roleplays actively right now. There's Carrot Town, I think it's called. I think it's like an off season for like chips or something. It's like medieval stuff. And then the other roleplay I know is run by Mr. Brunswick. He's a streamer friend of mine, and he's doing Fractured Thrones, which is like another. It's like kind of like Lord of the Rings medieval stuff, but apparently there's like 20 or 30 like actual characters, and then everybody else is an NPC. But the NPCs almost are like characters. Like there's like the captain of the guard, and he's like there every episode, so it almost feels like they are actual characters. So then there's that role play, so it's very serious. And then there's like, you know, Aegis, there's Purple Lotus, there's, you know, a million other things. So there's a lot of different role plays out there, you know. It's also very similar to the lobby. Also, we have people who are what would be considered in chivalry or chivalry characters, that bartenders and things like that. But I have a great amount of respect for people who do those roles, because they're there all the time, just tending bar, like, you know, Kasumi and Karen and previously Old Man. They put a lot of work and time into their characters, even though they may not be in the spotlight all the time. Yeah, you gotta realize that they show up every single day or every time like RP happens, just to add to the atmosphere, you know. And they never get anything out of it. They don't get paid to do it or anything like that. They just do it because they want to. But they add so much to the like immersion level, you know? I really respect them. I do too. It's the same when I was doing Kalos Row, and people really just play as like generic guard, you know? And they just sat in a corner for like 4 hours protecting this wall or whatever, you know? But I respected it, you know? Speaking of roleplay, I actually wanted to do improv in this world, because over on the stage there, I could turn this into improv nights where you know, like whatchamacallits, Whose Line Is It Anyway? I actually wanted to do that in this world, where it's not like, you know, bartender roleplay, you know, but like I could give you a prompt and you just gotta roleplay it out. So you gotta be quick on your feet. Be like, oh, you're in the grocery store and this guy's trying to rob you, and you have to be like, oh shit, you know. Or like, oh, now we're in school and you're trying to cheat on your test. So you're like, oh, you know, trying to like cheat on somebody else. You know, like there's different sort of things I wanted to do like that, where it's just like you don't need the world to be built. You sort of just use your imagination and you just role play around it. Or be like, oh, now you're Cell and you're fighting Goku. Okay, there you go. Role play it. Adjust scripted roleplay, and you're supposed to do like that. You need to read or whatever verse, just using your own creativity to make a situation more entertaining. Well, I think a lot of role plays in VR chat have like a foundation, and then you just sort of insert your character into it. Like I don't think anyone, because like line reading is more like scripted roleplay, and that's like a movie. Like it's like trying to like make a movie like Mushy Apples or something like that, or whatever VR chat movies out there exist. That's more like, I don't want to do that because that's boring. I want to just make my character and then do what my character would, I think, would do. Oh, I'm a mechanic, so I'm going to fix some cars, you know? Like, oh, I'm going to, you know, do this, do that. I'm more interested in that than just being like, oh, my name is Bill, and I say hello to Tim, who comes up to me, and then he says, yo, want to go to the movies? Like, I don't like that. Like, that's a fucking movie, okay? If I want to watch that, watch some Netflix, some shit. You know, where it's done right. Yeah, it seems very forced. Yeah, I feel like the only times people do that type of stuff is maybe for like YouTube, like you know, like a skit or something. That's scripted content usually. I like improv where you have control, where people then have to react on the fly to what you're doing. That's what I enjoy. That's why I love doing Calistro. There is a foundation. There's certain rules what you can and cannot do, but you can still do things. Like I could technically pull up my gun and shoot somebody. Is there going to be repercussions? Absolutely. But why would I do that? I wouldn't. But, you know, I could if I really wanted to, you know? I'm Bill. Nice to meet you. Yeah, exactly. I noticed that you keep transforming from a human to a succubus. Is there something going on? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, me neither. Let me see here. Blaze says, question for guest. Hey, Blue, can you do the Blue Fossa dance? Listen, what are all these requests? Okay, listen, this is an interview, not dance, monkey, dance. Do the things I want to do. Anyway. Went to the trouble to make that emote for you guys so that you could use it on Fridays and you never even use it anymore. Yeah, what the hell? Veronica has a question here for Blue Haze. Ayo, girly. You got any plans before work on Friday? Winky face. Yes. I like how it said dot, yes, dot. That was good. Veronica also says, for Rebel and Blue, what's your favorite memory during a roleplay or the lobby? I have to actually say punctuation. It's gotten so bad that I caught myself actually saying that in real life. Punctuation. Hello, punctuation. What the fuck? See that just somebody in real life, they'd be like, what's wrong with you? Are you a machine? Anyway. Oh, the question again was, for both Rebel and Blue, what's your favorite memory during a roleplay or the lobby? And my favorite memory, and I just mentioned this a moment ago, would be It Follows roleplay punishment that we did a few months ago. I had no idea what this, sorry, I had no idea what this was. I came to my punishment and I had to watch the movie to research it first. And I was a little scared at first because there really wasn't anything identifying that I could use in that roleplay. The monster was different every time. The victim was different every time. There were so many other variables that I'm like, what am I even supposed to use to make this obvious what I'm doing? And one thing that stood out was just the fact that only the victim and the previous person that interacted with the ghost could see it. So I had the idea to actually block everyone in the lobby besides Veronica, who was my target, and Rob, because he had the camera. So I ended up getting so many genuine reactions out of people. It was so much fun. They would actually turn to their friends and have this like genuine reaction of fear. Well, with a fear like, you don't see this? They're right there. They're pounding on the window. Yeah, they think you're crazy. And the person in the lobby would actually look at Rubber, Veronica, and maybe like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, it's not even just roleplay at that point. They're generally confused because they literally don't see or hear me at all. For me, my favorite... Oh, and I think that that's the type of push it over the edge. My favorite memory doing a roleplay or the lobby. Since I've been a part of a lot of different roleplay stuff, I think my favorite moment from a roleplay point of view was probably like something in like during Callus Row or something like that, because I guess like a sad moment was a character died in the end of Callus Row, and we had several funerals, and one of them was for Kane's character played by VR Trapman. And I didn't admit to this, but at the time my eyes were actually watering, even though he's a fictional character. I had such I didn't really have a huge connection with his character either. I barely interacted with him, but I felt so sad because the way that he roleplayed. So normally when people die in the roleplay, it's very sad. We have like a funeral or whatever, and but he did his funeral completely different than anybody else. And what he did was he came back as a spirit, so he made his character like invisible, looking like a ghost, and then he would talk to people and have like an echo and everything on his voice, as if he was like a ghost from like a cartoon or an anime or something like that. And he would be like, "It's all right now. I'm resting now." And then everyone's just like super sad. Like imagine like this character is dead and now he's a fucking ghost talking to you. It was so immersive. I was actually like super impressed. You know. I think that was my like favorite moment from a roleplay. It's super sad, but like just having a character die unexpectedly, and then he like comes back as a ghost just to talk to like really close people to him and like forgive them, and people were genuinely crying, like actually IRL crying, because it was so like real. It was just like it literally felt like I was like in an anime or something, like I was in a cartoon or something, like the ghost was talking to me. You know? It's like some World of Warcraft ghost. It's generally so good though. Definitely one of my favorite RPs as well. Oh yeah, there's Johnny's funeral. That was very sad too. Johnny was basically he was an employee that worked for me that was a robot that was just a taxi. And he died. This is in the future, so like he's like a mech. Think of it like a little like mech suit thing, and basically he would carry people inside of him, and he's a taxi. So he died unexpectedly at the end of the roleplay, and it was very sad because he's been in the roleplay for 2 years, and then he died and he worked for me, so it was very sad that and I didn't have any speech prepared because I didn't know if he was like so I just sort of spoke from my heart, and just like it was very sad. And then the last thing we did was we all boinged. Basically, we just jumped like this. Everyone did it synchronized. It was kind of funny though. It's the kind of thing where you have to do like that in dice rolls to determine stuff like that. Yeah. So how it works is when someone gets shot, they do a dice roll to see how severe it is, and because he got damaged so many times, they had to do a death roll, and then he died. It was confirmed, but for some people it wasn't certain if he was actually dead or not, because synthetics don't truly die because you're a robot, you can just be rebuilt. So we weren't really known if he was actually going to be dead or if he's just going to come back or whatever. So I wasn't really prepared, but for a lot of people I just sort of wing it because I want to be more genuine to my character rather than just like have a prepared like scripted content, right? I don't want to be sitting there reading a manuscript for like 20 minutes, you know? If it was for IRL, yes, I would, but for, role playing a virtual video game, I want to, speak from the heart. And I think speaking from the heart means more. For example, when it was Christmas Eve, there's one time before I was this character, I actually played as I made my Kenny K. Koda character into a Santa Claus, and on Christmas I did a speech in front of like 30 people in VR chat randomly, and I didn't prepare a speech, but people were like, "Holy shit, Rebel, that actually was a really good speech." And I said like, I don't know, I just came up with it on the spot. So the sign of a true, I guess you could say, role players though, improv. I just basically just thought up what was, you know, good at the time to do. As someone who can, like you said, improv and just think on the spot and make the best of an awkward situation. Because I've seen a lot of people who do a lot of really impressive role play just out of thin air. Yeah, exactly. And some people are just really witty about kind of a thing, and it always impresses me. I think that's definitely true, especially for people like Murder Crumpet, who's, you know, got an English major, but also is really witty and can come up on the spot with like random improv and characters. So yeah, I'm always very impressed by that sort of role play. Is I like people who can think on the fly, on, you know. I always like that in role players. But yeah. I agree. We've been doing this interview for over 2 hours now, by the way. I'm going to hopefully wrap it up soon. It's been that long. Yeah, we started a little bit late because we were setting things up, so I wanted to make sure we're going for at least 2 hours, but it's just over 2 hours. I think we started like 8:08 or something. No, we started at 8:15, so yeah, it's been just over 2 hours. Any questions any other questions you see that are interesting? I mean, I can look at every question, but some of them are just like, yo, do this thing, Blue Haze, do the dance thing. It's like, okay. Later tonight, yeah, they're gonna force you to do that. I mean, you could also ask me questions you want. I know that technically you're not prepared, but hey, you can also ask me a question if you want, Blue Haze. Who is your favorite succubus? Oh god, you're putting me in a spot. I actually know multiple succubus. How would you do me like this? What the hell kind of trick question is this? It's Blue Haze. Okay, fucking hell. I suck you by? At least know my culture? Yeah, literally, listen, I watched interspecies reviewers. They said that succubus are very dangerous because they'll suck you dry, okay? It's 1 out of 10 on the rating there. So they said, okay? True story. But Demon Girls, though. I feel like he's dodging the question. What, you said who's your favorite succubus? I said Blue Haze. I just said it nonchalantly. There are a couple other succubus girls, but you're the one I know the best. That's the truth. I know at least a couple more, but I don't talk to them as much. Yeah, you know, they WWE. Yeah, what do you mean? Wait, we can make a WWE match. You can fight them, and you have to sell your hits. Actually, fun, I will point out, is that whenever we have like to roleplay fighting or whatever, people actually try to win. But I feel like it's more fun to just sell your hits as good as possible. Yeah. Actually, there was a video I saw on Twitter with the regions that came out. Like you can have like a US, EU, and Japan server. There was people from, if you're all from Japan, because it's literally super, you know, centralized. People only have like less than 10 ping if they're all from Japan. So this person made a video of them like doing a choreographed fight, like they're fighting like this, and because they all had less than 10 ping, they actually were like almost like it was 100% synced. Like when they punched the person like, it wasn't like delayed, it was like in real time. I was like, holy shit. I was like, I wish this was actually just everywhere in VR chat. That'd be awesome if people don't understand this because they think, oh, you're commute and it's easy because you just don't even have to talk. You just look cute and quirky and stuff. But a lot of people don't understand is that when you're a full body mute, especially when you're trying to do roleplay, you have to communicate all your feelings and emotions and everything through body like language. And that can actually be very taxing on your body. There has been times that I would end up at the end of the night in a busy lobby where I am just covered in bruises or have like actual friction burns on my legs because I'm trying to roleplay. Being drunk or high or something because of something someone gave me earlier, and I'm like walking across examples of the metal cellar, and I see a little step like that. But I have to roleplay that I'm blind, so of course I can't just walk off the step nonchalantly. I have to trip and fall. So it'll actually throw myself onto the floor, and after a few times of that, it actually starts to hurt. When I was doing the It Follows RP, one of the things that happened early on in the night was Rob approached me and I tried to attack him the way that the ghost normally would, and I ended up jumping when I won my arms around and hit my ceiling fan because it hangs down like a foot or two, and I actually broke the light that hangs down, and I cut my hand open, oh shit, and had like broken glass over the floor. But I'm not going to just stop. Like, I have to sell it and just like keep going and then try to fix that later. Oh shit. I never broken a light, but I've definitely almost broke my finger once. Like, I'm still chasing Veronica with the blood running down my hand and like stepping on broken glass and stuff. Holy shit. That's next level roleplay. I almost broke my finger once. I was playing Half-Life Alyx, and there's like a part where you have to throw a grenade in an event, like overhand throw. So I was at my parents' at the time, and I did this, and I hit my index finger on the ceiling fan, and it gashed, like a big gash on my finger. I thought, honestly, it hurt so badly. I before I even took out my headset, I thought I chopped up my finger. Honestly. I was like, holy shit. I was like, fuck. Like, I was like screaming, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I took off the headset, and there's just a big gash there. I was like, holy shit, I'm so lucky I didn't fucking chop my finger. Because I also had the fan going super fast because I get sweaty in VR. So it was going turbo speed. So turbo speed plus my finger. Batgirl, that sounds crazy. Yeah. I was very lucky I didn't chop my finger off. But now I'm more mindful of my surroundings. Something is super important, especially in VR when using full body, and if you're not careful, it can be really dangerous sometimes. Oh, absolutely. I appreciate people who sell hits, but there's also people that don't. So what I mean by that is, like, I'll never forget it. I think there was a time where I was like joining off of Curry Games like 3 years ago, and like Curry Games is doing some like crazy shit, whatever, like Super Saiyan, whatever he was doing, and he was like punching somebody, and this dude was like in desktop, like not even in VR, and he's like, yeah, I dodged that. Like he didn't even crouch down or anything or press C. He literally just was like, yeah, I dodged that attack. And then Curry Games is like, what the fuck? He's like, how'd you dodge that? You're just standing still. He's like, I'm the Flash. I'm just super fast, so you can't see me dodging. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then like Curry Games like, dodge this. And then he tries to kick him, and the guy's like, yeah, I just jump over that. So I was like, what? And then Curry Games is like, he's like, whatever. And then Curry Games literally just blocked the guy. He's like, I don't block people very often, but like this guy was just cringe, dude. I was like, what the it's just like, the guy was in desktop. He didn't even move. He didn't like Or like he would walk up to Curry and be like, "I punch you in the face super hard, like one punch man, and I break your entire body." And then like Curry Games is like, "You didn't even like punch me though." He's like, "No, I'm the Flash. I'm just super fast." He's like, "No, you're not." What the fuck? It's so bad. It was like talking RP, dude. It's like, yeah, I said I did this thing. I turned Super Saiyan 10. You know, it's like what? Yeah, the one thing that really endeared me to Curry is when he started to evolve like his God RPG character, where he started having certain flaws. He started to have moments of actual weakness, everything. Yeah, I know his weakness. His greatest weakness is his booty. You know, if you show some booty, he's just like, you know, he scrimples. It's his kryptonite, you know. I was gonna say booty. He gets so mad about that though because when his Nephilim's character, he's like, "I'm not weakness to booty. That's someone else." Yeah, but if it starts bleeding into his other characters, he's like, I don't have that weakness, but then secretly he does. It's his universal weakness. He totally does. I catch him looking sometimes. Oh, he looks at you? How's that make you feel when he looks at you, Blue Haze? Didn't you see our date? Yeah, I did. I think I did. That was a while ago. I think, right? As well as in my neck or form with the black dress and everything. Yes. Yeah, it was a while ago. Hey, you can't deny the booty. That's right. I even caught him looking at my ass. He says it to me. He's like, Rebel, you got a nice ass, but he's like, I know you're a homie though, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know, you know, I'll date the shit out of you if you're a girl. And I was like, well, okay. I was like, all right, man. Thanks, I guess. Anyway. How do I move on from that? I love VR chat. Right, Blue Haze? Is the call Curry? Yeah, just come on, Curry Games. Let's come on the stream right now. Come on, we have a caller coming in. Curry Games over Discord. Yo, what's up? Yeah, oh man, if only I did that. Imagine if I did interviews where like I would just randomly invite people. Like we'll say like we talk about Curry and then like I invite him. He comes in here. And he's like, then the camera goes on him. He's like, you fucking say that shit about me. And fucking man, that would be cool. But unfortunately, people are busy. Could even start to Discord call people. I'll be like, listen, Blue Haze said this about you. Start to call in. I started actually doing that several times on the stream where he'll hear something weird about someone and then just need to leave Discord. Call them. That was one night where I was late to the lobby because I was going to a prom event and he actually called me on Discord to yell at me. Oh, you mean was that the GTA Bike Man lobby prom event? No, that was a different one? Oh, okay. It was not the GTA, but it was the bike lol. But yes, okay, yeah, I was right. Yeah, it wasn't a GTA. It was just a bunch of GTA people were there. It was like a prom event thingy majiggy, and he was super pissed because they didn't tell him, and like like a bunch of the people went, and he was like, "What the fuck? Why are all these people at this prom and not at my Gator lobby?" I remember that. So, but anytime he's like that, I had something interesting with someone else that he actually knows on Discord, he'll call them. Makes for good content. I wish I could do those certain things, but unfortunately a lot of people are busy when I'm trying to do things. So, yeah. Like, I have to set things up, like, let's say hypothetically I was to, like, let's say I was going to interview like Rob, and let's say hypothetically he was sitting where you were, and then like I would be like, oh, like let's say I like convinced him to start talking about Murder Crumpet or something, and then Murder Crumpet comes up from behind there and goes like, what'd you say? Like, you know, like that would be fun, but the problem is setting that shit up. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like spur of the moment things would be great, but unfortunately I have to like set that shit up. Did Murder do something like that with your interview with Mango? Yes, Murder did do something, or Crumpet did do that because Crazy Mango, I think Mango told Crumpet that I was going to interview them. So then Murder joined. And it was funny because Murder was behind the chair over here and wouldn't say anything, but just peep around the corner. And then whenever like Murder would get, or Crumpet get mentioned, would speak up and be like, what'd you say about me? It was funny. It was funny. I'm hiding behind the sofa here and just like peeking out and talking shit randomly. Yes. That was funny. I want to do more things like that, but unfortunately, you know, is that like I don't have people. Not everyone's into that, if that makes sense. Like I would have to set it up. Like I know Murder would do it, but like I can't have like random person and like Murder. You know what I mean? Like that happened because their Mango is Murder's, you know, mute. It makes sense, right? I love to have more improv things like that, or like set it up, you know. But the new VR chat group featured, this type of thing would be easier. Yes, that's why I've been saying this for a long time. I want to have the VR chat group system, so then I can make a late night rebel type of thing, and I can just invite people to it, and then they can join, and then I can do that. I don't have to like say like, yo, show up at 8:30. I'm going to interview this person. I need you to like come halfway through and, you know, fuck with them or something like that. Instead, they can just join because they're in the group, and then they can just join and then just sort of be a part of the show. I want to do those things, but I have to wait until the system is implemented first. So I think it was for both Mango and Aries interview. Maybe they'll actually have an audience by then too. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'll have an audience one day. True. Seats back there completely filled up. You can just walk through the crowd or whatever. Yeah, like I want to do that. That was the original plan like a year ago when I had this idea for this world. The problem is that when I started doing interviews and actually had people in the audience, like 50% of the time, people were like disrespectful. Like they would join, like they would request, and then they would join, and then just walk up to me and be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm interviewing someone." They're like, oh, "Okay, yo, want to play Battle Disc, bro?" And I'm like, "Can't you? Where's the social awareness?" So like, and then I tried to like vet people. So what I would do is like have people sign up like in a form, and I had 30 people sign up for this form, and only 3 of the 30 actually showed up. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I put so much effort into this Google document, like all this shit you had to like a consent form and shit like that, and only 3 people showed up. So then I was just like, fuck, I'm not gonna have an audience until the group system comes out so that I can just do that. Because when the first started, I got locked out while you were fixing stuff, and I had to like grab our little tablet from the other side and let myself in. Oh, yeah, that tablet has the thing you can lock the doors and lock certain aspects of this world, so I can stop people from running up, but it doesn't stop them from just being in the audience, just screaming and just being stupid. You know, like I can kick people, but like, you know, I'm trying to emulate basically kind of like a real talk show where, you know, like you go to Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, and like you sit in the audience and you have a good time. You're not there to be like, yo, want to play Battle Disc, bro? You know, like, because I'll never forget that. It happened in like my first like 20, 30 interviews in my old world. People would just show up and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm interviewing someone. Do you want to play Battle Disc? I mean, I played Battle Disc yesterday with Shiro, and I got my ass beat. I'm just kidding, I'm very bad at that? Oh, okay. Can't you set areas in the map that force mute? I think you can. Like, yeah, you can force it so like people can't talk. You okay, dog? It's like flapping all over the place. Yeah, you can do that, but there's also the other issue why I didn't make this world like invite or like, you know, like Friends Plus or just friends where people just drop in, drop out, was the fact that because whenever someone joins a lobby, it lags the whole world. So like I could be talking to you or talking to somebody else, and then I lag for like 10 seconds and freeze because I'm loading someone's avatar. And if people could, it's like a revolving door. If people were allowed to just join whenever they wanted to, it'd break. So I tried to have people join before the interview happens. So I'd be like, yo, you have like 10, 15 minutes, join. And then you can sit in the audience, and then you can't like technically leave. If you leave, you can't come back, and you just watch the stream. Again, I try to do that system, and then like, you know. What's a stripper one thing that it did to help combat? They would have the security room where the people that load in would have to pass like a security check to make sure that their avatar was good. Performance first. Yeah, I also made it in the form when I made the form to sign up to be in this world. You have to have a good avatar. It's not in this world right now, but I actually paid someone months ago. I already have like excellent avatars. They're made specifically for this world. That actually are robots. They're male and female robots that literally have my color scheme and everything. And I just need to have them like just put the pedestals in the world. But you basically, if your avatar is literally laggy, you have to use these avatars. And it's just like a male robot and a female robot that is literally has my logo. Like they're all customized and everything. I had them done like a month or two ago. Don't be as much of an issue. That's also true, yeah. Like my avatar right now is rated poor. It would actually be rated good. If with the new system. Doggy getting Benzie? Yeah, I'm sorry guys. He's got an ear infection if you really want to know. And because he's like a pug, he has like a lot of wrinkly skin. So like every time you hear that, he's just basically his skin flaps like doing that. Some people thought I was like slapping my thighs around randomly during an interview. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you think I am doing? Thought I was choking the chicken or something. I was like, listen, dude, what the fuck you think I'm doing? I'm interviewing people. Come on. He's just very sick. So like, he's normally sitting in his bed sleeping, but sometimes he gets, you know, he's like, he's looking at me. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just, you know, he's confused. He's a dog, so he's trying to get my attention, you know. He's also old too, so he's very senile. Anyway, I think we'll start wrapping up here. Anything else you want to say, discuss, bring up, Blue Haze? I think that's about it. Well, it's up to you, but you can shout yourself up and be like, hey, I'm Blue Haze. I'm going to be streaming later tonight. You want to come on by and watch me not dance or whatever? Hey, beach episode, new swimsuit. Immediately after this? If you want, I can just raid you. Because I was going to end my stream after this anyway. Okay, yeah, if you start your stream and just like have it on the starting soon screen or something like that, I can just boot it up. Everyone go check out Blue Haze. Use your Twitch Prime Gaming subs on Blue Haze. Follow, click that bell, do all that stuff. But I guess I'll wrap up too. Hey, my name's Rebel. I've been doing interviews for over a year now, almost 2 years. This is my 253rd interview, second interview of Blue Haze. Using this new system of having closed captions, I actually really enjoyed this. Rather than just me basically talking myself and just reading from, you know, stuff you wrote from like weeks ago, you know? Like, I like this method a lot better and I prefer it. So hopefully when I interview other mutes, maybe they'll be interested in this concept. Because not everyone, you know, does closed captions, but if they do, I could have them do this. Let's have an actual conversation of just reading. Can respond. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So I actually enjoyed this, and hopefully people enjoyed it too. Do you guys enjoy this type of interview? This is the first time we've ever done this sort of closed caption stuff. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Before you go, Blue Haze, we'll take a photo of you. Because I always take photos of every guest, sort of like as a remembrance thing, like we did last time. So we'll do it again. I'm still using the same avatar. I mean, I have my new avatar, it's just not in the game because I don't want to get it stolen. So. It was a better mute.
You
interview.
sure
can
like
always
spreading your
load it.
load everywhere. Thanks,
Sorry. You
darling.
could always load it locally.
Yeah,
The stream will
but
be able to see it.
I could do that, but then I actually have to rig it, and then I have to animate it, and I'm a lazy piece of shit, you know, because I actually don't even have it rigged properly. Maybe I'll use my CAC Rolex for this picture? Sure. Also, thank you so much for Counselor, the 5 get the subs. Nice. Switch the camera for a second? Yeah, put the camera on me, that guy. There we go, immersion. You can't watch a girl when she changes. Like, come on, that's inappropriate. Yeah, you can't watch them. A stream can't watch them change. Yeah, exactly. It's RP. You went backstage to change real quick. Always love your interviews, even if I can't make them all. I appreciate that, Council. Anyway, oh, what the? I don't have play space mover on. Let me fix that real quick. Let me turn this bad boy on. There we go. Now I can play Space Move. I don't know why I didn't have it on. Yeah, you'll take the photo. Yeah, you'll take a picture for me. When are you going to get full body? I do have full body. I just don't use it for interviews because you don't see my legs. That's why. I'm also incredibly taller than you, but, you know, movie magic.
Say cheese, guys.
Cheese.
Okay,
Listen, if you
gotcha.
okay, I'll
Someone
tell you
said that.